All right, good day everyone. So we're back for another video. The last topic that we've discussed is all about marketing research. So let's just have a review. So marketing research is the process of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting information about the market, product, service to be offered for sale in the market. So it's about research lang muna. So in order for you to establish a business, you need to do or you need to conduct a research first. So we have two types of research here, qualitative and quantitative research. We will also talk about interview and sampling. Let's go to the next slide. So we have here the different types of interview. We have unstructured interview. It is an informal type of interview and does not follow a specific set of questions. It's like you encountering a person no passing by sa isang kanto, and then all of a sudden, so you just throw a question to them. So you're not even in an office or in a closed room to conduct the interview. And like what I said, it is unstructured, informal only. And for the structured interview, it employs a specific questions and produces quantitative data. It is more organized, and there's a survey could be that is being asked to be answered. And next we have a focus group discussion or FGD. It is commonly used by market researchers to capture qualitative results from target customers. So focus group discussion means you're not just alone. It could be with a group of people. So ways in conducting FGD, first is you need to have your objective. You need to know or you need to set your goal, like what's the aim of that interview? Why would you like it to be done? Or what's the aim of your discussion? You need to outline it during your discussion. Participants. So you have to make sure that everyone that is actually part of the research should be there. No one should be absent. No one should be out because you all need to be aligned in a certain discussion. Venue and logistics. So venue. So you have to set your location in conducting the FGD, of course, especially if it's for bunch of people. By the way, for right now, so since we are having face-to-face classes, so you can do it face-to-face already, but unlike before during pandemic, so you do online recording could be or online sessions via Google Meet or via Zoom. Logistics also moderator, so you need to have someone who will initiate the meeting, who will do the moderation. I mean, who will facilitate what needs to be talked first or what's your agenda, like host. Next, observation. Okay. All right. So observation is one of the preferred and practical methods of generating ideas because the researcher documents the behavioral patterns of people or objects or events without necessarily requiring them to participate in the research process. So when you do observation, so you don't necessarily talk, just like when you are observing a teacher, you just basically write down everything that you note you observe from that teacher. Same goes with the teacher. If she observes a class, so she takes note take note of the things that she observes during the class. So we have here the different types of observation. We have a human observer, records information as it occurs or as it happens using his or her five senses. So if you are a student, you are observing a teacher, for example. So let's say you saw that there's actually insufficient material being used during discussions. So you take note of that. If you hear that the voice of the teacher is not that loud, It's not audible, so you might want to take note of that as well, using your seeing as your senses. So if you saw that the teacher is unprepared or is not using any materials for the discussion, so you're also taking note of that. Same goes with the teacher. If the teacher is observing a student during reporting, so she may be using her five senses as well. Example of human observation: customer purchase patterns. Technique uses the researcher to understand the buying behavior of the customer, such as determining their pain points, buying patterns, location, price, or promotion. So, if you are managing, let's say, a store or a boutique, so you can observe the purchasing pattern of your customers. Let's say, what are the items that are being sold out first, and what are the items that are not being bought by the clients. So, meaning next time you won't be getting any more supplies for that. I mean, you won't be getting any more stocks for that items because it's not being sold. So most preferably, the items that you will order for another stock are the items that are being sold the most. Mystery shopping. This is a common practice of service businesses today where the researcher pretends he or she is a customer of his own business or the competitors. Okay, so actually notice this in some grocery stores, but they do mystery shopping for the sake of observing some shoplifters. Yes, they pretend that they are customers, and they do follow you know mysterious customers who are buying in the store who shows suspicious behavior, I would say. But mystery shopping, for some, they do this because they wanted to see how the people will react in a certain item. Or let's say you have a food business, so they will pretend that they are customers. They will ask you, how's the food? Is it tasty? Is it delicious? What's your feedback? And then from there, they will get feedback from other customers. Next, example of machine observation. So we have machine observer employs an equipment to record the information. Example of machine observation. Okay, so we have video cameras or closed circuit television or CCTV. It records the customer in their organic shopping or service behavior. Traffic counters, these are very common. Machine observers used by researchers to determine foot traffic or vehicular traffic in a particular locations. It's like a sensor that detects I mean, how many people already visited the mall or an establishment CCTV. So nowadays, a lot of businesses are using this for security. We also have web analytics. This is an online tool that tracks the performance of a website as to the number of its visitors. This is actually a more advanced way of observing or conducting a statistics, possibly because you wanted to see the engagement of your visitors, like how many are coming into your website. Let's say you have a website, or I mean an online shop. Barcode scanners. These machines help researchers understand the purchase behavior the customers by reading the product codes and generate relevant sales information. If you have already visited a DIY store, they have their barcode scanners. I mean, it's scattered everywhere in the store. So let's say there's no barcode. There's a barcode in the product, but if there's no price indicated in it, or if you wanted to make sure if the price is correct, you scan it on the barcode scanner. GPS or global positioning system technology, tracking of vehicles and pedestrians exposed to out of home advertisements. We use a lot of GPS app nowadays. Let's say you're not familiar to a certain place yet. By opening this, it allows you to see the roadmap. I mean, which location, I mean, which pathway you can pass, so you can reach your destination in as quick time as possible with no traffic and etc. Survey. Survey is the process of getting answers from a sample of respondents derived from a particular population. So we have here different types of surveys. Okay. All right. So we have the different types of survey. We have traditional survey conducted via telephone, face-to-face interaction, or snail mail. Snail mail is yung susulat, no? Um, yung actual or physical na mail na natatanggap. So some are actually putting surveys in there and then they pick it up at a certain time. Online survey, it is being conducted through internet, emails, websites, or social media sites such, such as Facebook, a Messenger, Instagram, Skype, what else? Viber, and so on. Or WeChat. So sampling techniques. Sample is a percentage of a specific population carefully chosen by the researcher to generally represent the whole population. So sampling techniques like the sample people that you are going to be conducting your survey. We have here probability. It's a technique wherein samples are given equitable chances or non-zero being selected from a population. So probability like the probable samples or equitable chances are non-zero being selected from a population. So like the possible clients, the possible customers that will engage in your business. Randomization to assure that every sample has an equal representation for the selection process to be unbiased. Let's say you will be conducting a survey in your classroom. So in order for it to be unbiased, so you may exclude your friends. So the result of the interview is generic or it's not biased. Non-probability sampling does not give the samples equal chances being selected according to their accessibility and personal choice of the researcher. So non-probability, so it is personally the researcher who does the picking of the sampling. Let's say the researcher have decided to pick a certain class to be part of the survey. So that's it. Next, sample size. A researcher must be able to calculate first the appropriate sample size in conducting the survey. So as a researcher, you need to identify like how many people should be part of your survey, like the scope of your research. It hasn't, it has to be a realistic number. Let's say you are just starting a research, so it doesn't necessarily need that you choose a big or a broad market questionnaire or blueprint. So be specific and direct with the questions and the answers required. So you must be flexible with your questions. I mean, you must be convenient uh, in answering the question. There must be a convenient way of answering the question. So don't make your survey difficult. It has to be easy. So do not use jargon or difficult words when it comes to your interview. Next, we have the marketing mix, 7 P's of marketing. Number one, marketing. By the way, marketing mix is a widely accepted strategic marketing tool that combines the original 4 P's in formulating marketing tactics for a product or a service. Number one, we have product. It is any physical good, service, or idea that is created by an entrepreneur or an innovator in serving the needs of the customers and addressing their existing problems. It's the product itself. Kung ano yung produkto mo or the service that you offer to your clients. We have the three level of concept of product or service. Level one. Okay. Core benefits of the product or service. These are the major factors why customer buys a product or avails of a service. So the main reason or the value proposition as we go back, okay, what are their benefits? Okay, what are the advantage if they purchase or avail your product? Physical characteristics of the product or service, better packaging for products, or better physical evidence or customer experience for services. So, you know, kapag merong client na tumangkilik ng iyong product, dapat meron silang wow experience all the time para merong repeat clients kang matatawag. Kasi first impression lasts. Kung hindi na satisfy ang iyong client with the first attempt na tinry nila yung product mo or first time na nag-avail sila ng service mo. So don't expect them to come back kung hindi na-meet yung kanilang expectations. Level 3, augmented benefits of a product or service. Entrepreneurs must provide customer with augmented benefits that distinguish them from the competitors. So your product and your service must stand out among the rest. Remember that in the business industry, if you can win your client, that means you have already defeated your competitors. So, how can you do that? So, you need to make sure that you provide a one of a kind service or a product that stands out to among any other products in the industry. Next, we have place. Okay, place refers to a location or the medium of transaction. We have strategic location, depends on the nature of the business and the primary target market. So, you have to identify sang lugar ba yung magandang pagtayuan ng business. Matao ba yan? Marami ba diyang mga kalaban or marami bang competitors na mahirap tabihan? Ano pa? So, it has to be strategic. Kung school yung napili mo na maging location mo, well, that's a good place kasi schools have students. Maraming students, maraming customers. Physical location. Entrepreneur must research about the area's population, the traffic, the people's common paths, their buying behavior, and their preferences for the location. So, yun nga, you have to select yung lugar na best fit for your business. Kailangan matao. Walang nagnenegosyo sa walang taong lugar. So, they always pick yung populated na area. So, the people's common paths kung saan ba yung dinadaanan ng mga tao. Halimbawa, sa market, sa church, yan ay laging pinupuntahan ng mga tao. So, there's no way na hindi nila makikita yung mga products na sinesell mo. So, kahit maliit lang yung chance, kung halimbawa bago pa lang yung business mo, well, at least people cross their paths dun sa lugar na pipiliin mo. Buying behavior as well. And their preferences for the location. Kailangan it is accessible. Kasi kapag tago yung lugar mo, who do you think will personally go there to buy your products? Baka sa pamasahe pa lang, talo na sila. So, you have to consider those things. Cyber location, the entrepreneur should use web analytics data to understand website performance. So, it's all about your computer skills on how you can make your web page more attractive, more efficient, more engaging to your clients. Price is the peso value that the entrepreneurs assigns to a certain product or service after considering its cost, competition, objectives, positioning, and the target market. So sa pricing, you have to consider as well, no? Um, yung lugar na pinagtitindahan mo. Kung sa tingin mo, school yan halimbawa, no? Kailangan yung afford lang ng mga ordinary students. So, kagaya ngayon, how much pa yung potential or possible na baon ng isang estudyante? Could be 50 to 100. Okay, so based from there, you have to think of a product that you can sell, halimbawa sa school, na affordable. Kasi if it isn't, if it is not affordable, so you may not be able to sell your products. Next, price strategies. So we have bundling in ginagawa to sa mga groceries nowadays. It refers to two or more products or services in one reduced price. Yan. So ito na yung mga may sale, may promotion. Halimbawa, buy two and get the other one for 50% price, something like that. Or buy one, take one. Next, penetration. Price. Setting low prices to increase market share, but the entrepreneur will eventually increase the price once the desired market share is achieved. Ayan. So, halimbawa, yung business mo, for example, pure gold, no? Halimbawa, tinabihan niya ng malaking grocery or ng mall. So, definitely, their sales will be affected. So, they need to drop their product prices in order for the clients to be enticed again to buy in their store, in their establishment. Because if not, baka ma-expire lang yung mga products and hindi na ma-sell. So, mas malaki yung losses kapag gano'n. So, next, we have skimming. This is the opposite of penetration pricing, where prices are initially high and then they are lowered to offer the product or service to a wider market. Ayan. So, skimming naman, they are regularly high in pricing, but since you're targeting a big sale and a bulk number of sales, so it will be offered to a wider market, halimbawa sa mall, and kahit babaan mo man yung presyo mo, kahit konting tubo lang, well, at least a lot of people will buy your products, and in the end, kikita ka pa din, tutubo pa din yung pera mo. Competitive pricing, it refers to the benchmarking prices with the competitors. Benchmarking kasi means you go from one establishment to another, you are checking their prices, and then you try to match it sa pricing mo. Kapag medyo mababa yung pricing nila, so medyo bababa din yung price mo. And then kapag nagtaas naman sila ng pricing nila, and you will do the same thing. You increase your price kasi based from your benchmarking. That's how the pricing is. Next, product line pricing. It refers to the pricing of different products or services within a parallel product array using varying price points. So product line pricing meaning, so you just align the pricing of your products from the market. So you do not overprice it. You do not you know, sell the products with a very low price. So you based it from the pricing in the market. Next, psychological pricing. This considers the psychology and positioning of price in the market. So you are just posting a realistic pricing. You do not overprice your products, so a lot of clients will still buy it. Premium pricing, setting a very high price to reflect elitism and superiority. Elitism meaning, so you are trying to brag your socioeconomic status. Superiority. Okay, so for example, at Starbucks, so we all know how pricey their items is, but elite people, rich people can buy it, so it's still fine. Okay, meaning that product is actually designed for elite people or rich people who can afford those drinks. Next, So we have optional pricing, adding an extra product or service on top of the original to generate more revenue. Okay, so just like with the products that are being sold in the grocery. So sometimes, let's say, corned beef with spam. So you're not really into um, canned goods, okay? You don't eat spam. For example, you have high uric acid because if you have high uric acid, so you cannot eat canned goods or anything that is with high preservatives. Okay, so but since you saw that it's actually on sale, that if you buy spam, you can get corned beef for free, so more likely that you will still avail the product. Next, we have the cost-based pricing. The basis of markup is the cost of sales. Cost plus pricing, the markup is based on a certain percentage of cost. So we're already talking about the percentage. So, but for the cost-based pricing, the basis of markup is the cost of sales. Next, classifications of cost: variable cost or uncontrollable cost, directly proportional to the number of products manufactured or to the number of services performed. We also have fixed cost or uncontrollable costs, not directly proportional to the manufacturing of a product or to the performance of the service. For the fixed costs, so for example, um, you just establish a business, it's just new, but one of the fixed costs or uncontrollable costs you have could be electricity bill. What else? Water bill. So sometimes for the water bill, they set a certain date wherein if you cannot pay your your water bill in time, so they will disconnect it. So that's fixed cost anyway. What else? Electricity and internet. Classification of costs. We have variable or controllable costs. So that's it for this video. So next video, we will talk about promotion, how you can best promote your product, and who will be the best people to promote your product. Thank you so much and have a good day.